We were more than friends, we were brothers. Me, Tony, Caleb, and Jude. Four boys in a city that didn't care if we lived or died. But we had each other, and that was enough. Back then, life felt simple. We dreamed big, believed in each other, and thought nothing could tear us apart. Graduation was supposed to be the start of something better, but all we found were closed doors and empty promises. Caleb tried to paint his way out of poverty, selling his soul one brushstroke at a time. Jude carried his family on his back, doing whatever it took to put food on the table. And Tony? Tony was always chasing something bigger. Me, I just wanted to stop feeling like a failure. We all wanted more, but this city, it doesn't give, it only takes. Jude was the rock of his family. His dad left when he was a kid, and his mom, she wasn't getting any better. He worked jobs he could find, construction, delivery, and anything that paid enough to keep the lights on, but it was never enough. Every time he thought about quitting, he'd look at his little sister, still believing in him, and he'd keep going. Jude wasn't just fighting for himself, he was fighting for them. Caleb was an artist like his dad. He used to say his father's hands were magic, turning nothing into beauty. After his father passed, Caleb swore he'd make him proud. But art doesn't pay the bills, not here. He spent his days sketching strangers on the street, chasing a dream that felt farther away with every passing year. He never said it, but I could see it in his eyes. He was running out of hope. It was Tony who brought us back together. He said it was time to take what the world wouldn't give us. One job, he promised, one shot, and we'd be free. He made it sound so simple. Caleb needed the money to buy his dream, Jude needed it to save his family, and me, I just wanted to believe we could still make something of our lives. So we said yes. God help us. We said yes. The plan was perfect, or so we thought. But Tony had other plans. He triggered the alarm to cover his tracks, leaving us behind to take the fall. In the chaos, I saw him slip away. He didn't even look back. That's who Tony really was, and we were too blind to see it. I ran like a coward. Caleb and Jude, they didn't make it. They were my brothers, and I left them behind. The sound of those sirens still haunts me, but the worst part, knowing that I survived and they didn't. They say survival is a blessing, but for me, it's a curse. I see their faces every time I close my eyes, hear their voices in every moment. Tony got what he wanted. He walked away rich, but the rest of us, we paid the price. Jude's sister lost her hero. Caleb's dreams died in a prison cell. And me, I'm left with nothing but their memories and my guilt. In the end, we didn't lose to the city. We lost to ourselves. Jude always said he'd protect his family no matter what. But after the heist, he became a ghost in their lives. Arrested, convicted, and thrown behind bars. He didn't just lose his freedom, he lost their faith. His little sister, the one who looked up to him, grew up angry and bitter. His mother, she didn't make it long enough to see him walk free. Jude never stopped trying though. He sent every penny he earned in prison back home, even if it meant going hungry, but it was never enough. By the time he got out, he didn't have a family to come home to. He lost everything. And the saddest part, he blamed himself more than anyone else ever could. Caleb always saw the world differently through colors, shapes, and stories. But prison, it drained the color from his life. At first, he tried to hold on to his gift, sketching portraits of the other inmates, drawing on whatever scraps he could find. But the weight of it all, the betrayal and the confinement, the dreams he'd buried, it crushed him. When he finally got out, he wasn't the Caleb I knew. He stopped painting altogether, said it hurt too much to dream. His talent, his passion, the thing that made him who he was, it all died in that cell. Jude and Caleb, they deserved better. Jude gave everything for his family, only to lose them in the end. Caleb poured his soul into his art, only to have it stolen by the world. And me? I'm the one who's still here, still breathing, still remembering. The city didn't just take our dreams, it took our lives, piece by piece, until there was nothing left but shadows. And Tony? He's probably somewhere living the life we all wanted, never thinking twice about the wreckage he left behind.